All right, friends, so I love this. A viral video we're going to show you right now featuring a Minnesota-based business has more than 8 million views on YouTube. We featured it on Twin Cities Live before. You might remember it. Take a look.
I wore the wrong socks. I wore the wrong socks. Have you tried the hot dogs here?
It's great. Well, Barafoli never gets old. I just think about his facial expression on the inside versus what his mascot mouth is doing.
So the guy talking in this video is Richard. He owned 2 car dealerships in the Twin Cities, but as you're about to find out, life changed for him in an instant.
That's right. So today, Richard has a new outlook, serving as a concierge to help you find your next vehicle. Twin Cities Live's Mike Marcotte, he's got the story.
Richard, it is so good to have you back on Twin Cities Live, and it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's good to be here.
It's so good to have you back. Tell us what's been going on in your life. There's been a lot of changes.
Well, I mean, obviously last year I had to retire and sell both my businesses, which were car dealerships, because my doctors wanted me to recover from my traumatic brain injury. And as part of that, you know, you kind of have to look for purpose in life. And my doctors have given me, you know, some wiggle room in terms of being able to work part-time. And that being said, a strange thing happened last year after I retired. I kept getting messages from people, even though I changed my email, changed my phone number. People are like, hey, I'm looking for a Honda Accord. Can you help me find one? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I retired. And they're like, oh, I know, I heard about that. I'm looking for a white Honda Accord LX. And I'm like, okay, but I'm retired. And they're like, well, since you're not working, can you help me find a white Honda Accord LX? And so all of a sudden this thing happened where it was like people over the last 28 years that have bought cars, you know, from me or through my dealerships were reaching out for help. And so that's sort of how this CarGuyConcierge thing came about, where now I help people shop for cars of all makes and all models. And whether they want to buy, sell, trade, lease, or accessorize their car, I have resources to help them.
So my first job, what I do, is I'm a deafblind intervener. So I work with deafblind individuals, specifically kids, in the school, and I also work with them in the community. And so what an intervener does is they provide access for the deafblind students to make sure that they get all of the information that they need to have to do their schoolwork, to function in the community, that kind of thing. And I contacted Richard, knowing that he didn't have a dealership, but then I found out he was still doing kind of his own thing. And so he helped me with that process. He picked me up, he brought me to test drive, he explained all of the different things inside the car, explained all of like the process, everything, and which was really good because there was a few people there that day that I couldn't understand.
And you're like making this so accessible for people too.
Concierge service can mean, hey, there's a special scenario that we need to take care of, or I need this car delivered, or I need to sell my car, but I can't drive it. Great, we'll send someone to pick up your car and they'll transact with you wherever you are. So concierge service can be anything, including accessibility for deaf and hard of hearing customers.
What would the car buying experience be like if it wasn't for Richard and the CarGuyConcierge?
A very long process for me. A lot of misunderstanding, misinformation, maybe making the wrong choice on a big purchase. That was my biggest fear.
Owning a car dealership was my childhood dream, and I did it twice, you know, and that was really cool. And last year, when my doctor said, you're done, it was hard. And one of the hardest parts for me is that I built something that the deaf community relied on. You know, I was able to be there. I was able to help them buy cars and service cars, and I had staff that could sign. And now I don't ever want to leave the deaf community in a lurch like that again, you know. And what I do now allows me very part-time to help people shop for cars, whether they're deaf, hearing, or hard of hearing. And I'm able to make a difference. And it gives me a sense of purpose out of the tragedy that happened to me. And I'm, you know, trying to move forward and live how I can with the cards I've been given.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to buy a car and have all of the access I needed. I can't thank him enough for what he did and what he's doing for many deaf people and hard of hearing people. Without you, wouldn't be the same.
All right, Mike, who knew that a story about a new car service could be so touching?
Right?
Oh my God.
So good.
It's such a great
So
cause for what he's
good.
doing, too.
And how he's helping people in the deaf and hard of hearing community
Yes.
is
Yeah.
just stellar, first of all. I'm also a proud customer of Richard's.
Yeah,
And
you used him.
I found my vehicle through Richard. So I want to share my story. That's me with my Mazda CX-70. It's a plug-in hybrid vehicle. I got that on New Year's Eve. Now, why that day is significant, but every dealer, we all know this, they all have deals right before, the end of
Yes.
the year. And I wanted a car in a matter of days. And so I got a hold of Richard. I was like, hey, dude, I know you know every dealer in town. I want a car in like 6 days. And it was the holidays.
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
things are closed. It's Christmas, right? Holidays are here.
You gave him that tight of a time?
Yeah, and he's like, okay, here you
tough
go. What kind of
client.
car? What kind of car do you want? Do you want a big car, a little car? What color? All these things. He asked me these questions. I did not have to step foot in a single dealership until I went to pick up the car
No.
the day on New Year's Eve at 11 a.m. They had an appointment for me. I was already pre-approved with financing. I had everything all set, ready to go.
Did you have to pay a premium for that?
No.
Did you have to pay anything?
I paid $0, Aaron.
What?
$0 for the
Come
service.
on.
And I'm not, it's not like
should
we're
all
on
be-
Shop HQ here, Aaron. $0
I need to talk
down.
to Richard about this
You
business plan,
don't
because it
have to
seems like
pay.
he's not going to make any money.
Totally. We should all be doing
so
this.
we'll be fully transparent here, and I did ask Richard this in the story at our interview that you just saw. He does get money back from the dealers he works with,
That
but
makes sense.
you do not have to pay, and he works for everybody. So whether you work here on Twin
Yeah.
Cities Live or if you're in the deaf or hard of hearing community, it doesn't matter who you are. If you just don't want to
Amazing.
shop from dealer to dealer to dealer, you can go to his website, CarGuyConcierge.com. We'll post a link to that on TwinCitiesLive.com, and you can shop all the vehicles that he partners with, or you can just reach out to him on Facebook, on Instagram, on his website, and you can shop around, and he'll take you and pick you up.
It's a brilliant idea, and I just want to reiterate: you, as the buyer, do not pay anything for this amazing service because these dealerships, they want to turn over their cars as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so this is another avenue, another way for them outside of their own salespeople to move these cars.
Two more things I want to point out really quickly. One, I had a lease. My last car was a lease.
Okay.
I was over in miles. Richard found a place that would take my lease without an extra fee.
I'm
which
in
is
that same situation,
key.
Mike.
Yeah. So get a hold
This
of
is
Richard.
huge.
They
Yeah.
took my lease, and I just dropped
Yeah,
off
I
my
didn't want to be
car
penalized for that, so I'm
at
like,
one
I don't know
dealer.
what to do.
It was great. You're also going to see a lot more Richard here on Twin Cities Live and on Minnesota Live on 9 a.m. on 5 Eyewitness News. He's going to share hot deals of cars all around the Twin Cities, so just keep an eye out
Yeah,
for that.
great
to
story.
know.
Yeah.
Good job. Everybody, we put the contact information for Richard, the Car Guy Concierge on TwinCitiesLive.com. Do that. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back after this.